Good day. Hope you are good. Hope you are fine. Yeah. All right. So, quick one. Um, React Native learning mobile applications. There are several ways at which you can use to create a mobile application. We are going to talk about some of these in this class. This is the introductory class where we start from grassroots. No matter who you are, if you don't study computer science, you don't study mathematics, yes, you will still be able to learn well and then build any applications of your choice, no matter the how complex it is or the amount of logics that are on the application. Yeah. So let's start. Um, so I'll call this class now. So this is introduction to mobile application development. All right. So before now, there are different ways at which we used to create a mobile application. There is something we call native. All right, are we there? There is something we call native. What do I mean by native? Native, if you are being told a native of so person is a native of, that is the person's the origin is from so. I don't know if you get what I mean now. I say he's a native of so village, he's a native of so state. That means his family originated from that state. Yeah. So it's more like a son of the soil. I think that's the word I'm looking for now. Son of the soil. You understand? Now, for native applications, yeah, for native platform platform for creating mobile application. So before now we have let me say number one, we have for those that are used to create for iOS. So when it comes to, I think let me do it like this. Let's start with iOS. One, we use what we call uh, Objective C for creating of iOS application. That is, let me put iOS application. Let me not put sorry, I want us to be able to understand some things here. Then I'll put dot IPA. Good. So this Objective C and Swift, let me put it there, and Swift are what is used to create iOS applications. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Primarily, when you're building an application for iOS devices, your iPhone, your iPad, so basically what we actually use is Objective C and Swift. This will definitely create any app. This is what the uh, iOS application understand, the language at which the iOS applications understand, or the iOS operating system, that's the OS. What it actually understood is Objective C and Swift. Now, I will now move still on still. We're talking of native platform. Yeah, so still on still. Let's go to that of Android. Android application So Android application, I would like to put this. I will explain all this. I'll still get back to explain the meaning of .ipa and APK. Let me put dot first. Good. So for Android, what's the native language of Android? What Android actually understood, what he actually understands is, let me put it like this. One, it is called Kotlin and Java. So now, if you are building an application for Android, you are definitely going to use Kotlin and JavaScript. If you are building application for iOS, you are definitely going to use Objective-C and Swift. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So because of this, basically, because of this, um, before now, when a client wants to build an application, we have to pay the developers that are specialized at building Android applications, that's using Kotlin and Java, to be able to get .apk. Then he has to pay another set of developers that understood um, iOS app development using Objective-C and Swift. So I will not say olden days because it's not that old. At least it's not too far when we Android and iOS came up. Aha. But still, um, long time, some years back. Uh, so it is very difficult for anybody to create mobile application. You are spending double. You have to engage people. In short, to even see someone in Nigeria that can build it, it's like trying to chook um um how would I call it, big thing inside a tiny needle. Like it's more like impossible to see. So so anyways, when you're building before now, this is what they used to build applications. What we used to build application is and it's very rare to see someone who do the two. You can't see it. So if you want to focus, if you want to build an app, as you are paying for them to build the app for you in Android, similarly you will be paying for them to build the app for you in iOS. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that is the native of mobile application development. Now, after a long time, people who are not finding it funny again, they were like, there should be something we call hybrid, where we can write one code and it works for both Android and iOS. Then different these things start coming up, and for that, we now have hybrid platforms. So hybrid platform, that is one single code base work code base works for both Android and iOS. So you are going to write one code and it works for both Android and iOS. So in this case, let me just put this. Let me put. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this. I'm trying to. Anyways, let me leave that. Other songs are just okay. Anyways, so the hybrid platform, as the name implies, hybrid. One single code works for both Android and iOS, just like when you have your hybrid car. You know that when they say a car is hybrid, that is it both use a conventional engine, probably diesel engine or petrol engine, and at the same time it uses electricity. So that's what we call hybrid, just as the name implies, hybrid. That is, it comprises of both Android and iOS. Can you see it now? So there are so many that have come up this year, ever since. There is come in. Let me type. Um, there is one Cordova. You see this Cordova? In short, before Cordova, let me. There is capacitor. You see that this capacitor? Yeah, it is spelled this way. This capacitor, what it does is it takes a website and kind of com- kind of wrap it. I think that's the word now. Wrap it. So it takes a website and it kind of, let me put it off. It kind of wrap it inside an app. So this is just a website that is kind of wrapped to look like an app, which you can easily detect. The graphics is poor. Let me say more thing about this. We have very, in short, okay, let me not put very poor graphics. Very slow. Let me not put very, but slow. And then also not very responsive. Not very responsive. So what do I mean by not very responsive? So we'll call something about responsiveness is the ability of an application or a website to adjust itself irrespective of the device you are using. Now you see Facebook works well when you're using a laptop, you're seeing Facebook. When you're using a phone, you see it, you adjust automatically to fit in that phone. I don't know if you get what I mean. So some button will not be hiding under this one to not scatter no matter the device you're using. If you're using a television that's a smart Android TV, you can install your APK and the app will adjust itself properly. That is irrespective of the device you're using, it will display well. We have Android wristwatches. Yes. When you install Facebook, there you see it. The thing will align properly to adjust to fit in that screen. Here. So if you're using capacitor, you can't be able to do that. That's the first that came out, trying to solve this hybrid platform issue. It was nowhere close to doing good. So the next one is the Cordova. And the Cordova also the same as capacitor, only with a better graphics and a little bit bit a little bit faster than capacitor here, but still the same responsiveness here, but still the same responsiveness issue. What's going on here? Sorry. Responsiveness. Little bit faster than that over here. You see. All right. I think I'm seeing something else. Sorry. Aha, Cordova. Then say it is a little bit. Okay. Yeah. But still the same responsive issues. They have the same responsiveness, the same responsiveness issues. All right. So now that we've talked about under hybrid platforms, we talk about capacitor, Cordova. Now let's move to another one. Which after this one, we have ionicons, ionic. A lot better than the above platforms. By far. Then after that, we now have React Native. As the name implies, React Native. That is trying to tell you that it does everything a native app can do. You know, when we are talking about Objective-C and then Swift, I didn't tell you there is a graphics issue, there is a slow. It works perfectly. Even this Kotlin versus Java, it works. This all they work perfectly because it is what this OS system understood. It's like the native language. So you see what I'm saying? But capacitor are just trying to see if they can, be in the middle of the two, try to feed, you know, but in the long run they are not okay. So but when React Native now came on board, React Native was able to do exactly what Objective-C and Swift for iOS can do, and similarly what Android, Kotlin and Java can do for Android. So there's basically nothing you can do on Kotlin and Java that you cannot do with React Native. There's nothing you can do with Objective-C and Swift for iOS that React Native cannot do. And moreover, it is actually powered by Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg himself. So for React Native, perfect graphics, perfect. I know I'm using this for perfect speed. Large community. So basically, everything that you wanted is, and now one single code that is being written in React Native will work definitely for Android and iOS. Yes. Now, another one under hybrid is Flutter, and this is powered by this Larry Page, that's Google. But right now they've stopped. What's it called now? Sponsoring Flutter. So Flutter now went down the hill. It's not as popular as it used to be, and it's more like the only rival to React Native. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's the only rival to React Native because it's the only one that can compete with React Native because it got perfect graphics also, perfect speed also, large community also. So the community might not be as large as that of React Native, but it's relatively very large. So that being said, that is the origin of an hybrid. What I mean by origin of an hybrid. Now, we are discussing about um, React Native here. So I will now move to React Native as a topic here. So I will start with React Native in the next video, that's in our next class. So you can all go through this, understand it very well, because there will always be tests on everything you are being taught at Flytech. So okay, so that's just it for this particular class. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.